well, of course, there's the flow-on effect too, because you've got workers at small businesses.
Ex-
Don't have a
yeah,
job, go home, can't
exactly
pay the
right.
bill, etc.
And at small businesses, we keep talking about workers and the cost of living, and workers are very, very important. Small businesses don't balk or don't want to pay them good wages or anything like that. Many of them actually do pay above the award, believe it or not, because like micro businesses make up the biggest lot of businesses in Australia, and they're very small firms, like from 0 to 4 employees. So they're a bit like a family. And so they do like to look after their businesses. But the question today is the economics. What is affordable?
Mm.
Because when you raise wages, you've got to raise your superannuation. Those costs will be passed on to somebody else. Profit margins are almost non existent for a large majority of small business owners. The ATO figures confirm that. And
Mm.
so we have to start talking about not I want more, but what is it that we have to do
Okay.
to help the survival of small businesses in this
Yeah,
country?
I think it was on radio, Anne, yesterday I was listening, and 1 in every 10, 11, 12, 13 cafes, so, roughly 10%, a bit under, are going under at the moment, are collapsing
Ex-
because... So before we go, because I'm almost out of time, what does need to do to ensure, I mean, you're not going to ensure everyone's survival, but how do you do the best? How does the government do the best to ensure most businesses' survival here that they're not already doing?
Correct. And before I answer that, we're talking about the exiting and or collapse of firms that have been around 20, 30 years. But there are things that the government could do. I'd like to see maybe a freeze for maybe 6 to 12 months on for the ATO, for example. Small businesses owe a lot of money, and the taxman is coming out, to
Mm.
reclaim that tax, and tax must be paid for. But
Yeah.
there needs to be a moratorium, like we did during the pandemic.
Yeah, kill
So there
payroll
could be
tax.
yeah, payroll tax, ordinary company tax, all that sort of thing. That could actually help businesses. We've got to give a bit of breathing space to small business owners because they've got a double whammy, not only personally for the high cost of living, but also in running their business. And don't forget that many of them have their homes mortgaged to the bank.
Yeah.
So when the turnover's not there, the costs are going up. They face the
Mm.
real situation of losing their homes.
Yeah. I still don't understand taxing. You have to pay a tax to have an employee. I still don't quite understand that, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I just don't understand it.
Well, there's not a good reason, Pete, if I may just
Yeah.
interject there. That was supposedly introduced as a temporary measure many, many decades ago, but once a tax is introduced, very
Doesn't go back.
rarely do
Yeah.
exactly.
Doesn't go back. Hey, Anne, really good to have you with us this morning. We'll talk to you again soon to see how that progresses.